Do you know of any resources that you recommend that are sort of like just introductory to fonts? I'm kind of like more of a have been more of a developer, but doing more work on the front end, and might have decisions coming up in the future about more around design. So
yeah, Robert Bringhurst's Elements of Typographic Style is a fantastic book. That may be a little bit off the path for what you need in the shorter term. It's still a great reference, but another one that you might want to look at is a couple of books by Ellen Lupton, and those are Thinking with Type, and there's a new edition that just came out, and that's a fantastic book. It's used as a textbook in a ton of graphic design programs, and it's really, really well written. And then she also wrote one recently for Type on Screen, and so looking at her books is a really great resource. Jason Santamaria is another fantastic designer who has a book coming out on web typography from a book apart. And we've actually kind of gone back and forth a little bit about our books. I have a little bit more of a technical approach in mind. I spend a lot more time focusing on the implementation and how to do that well, and he focuses a little bit more on aesthetics. So his might be a really great example, although that's not out yet, so I don't know for sure, but he's a pretty amazing designer and he's a great writer. So I can only imagine that it's probably going to be really, really good.
Cool. Thank you.
Sure. So Ronnie had a question in the chat window about glyph fonts. Are you meaning icon fonts? Is that what you were asking about? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think icon fonts are pretty awesome. I really like working with them a lot, and you know, I think that in most cases that's totally fine. There is one major drawback about them, though. So an icon font is really just like any other font that you might be using, but it's just made up literally